Hello and welcome back. So last season we did successfully manage to beat the drop with Burnley, but it's now time for the summer transfer window, time for us to make our mark on the team, getting the players we want, and with that in mind, let's get going and let's get some business done. Like we said, Burnley's Premier League status is secure for the next season, but there could definitely areas that we could improve upon. Defensively throughout the season we were taken apart quite a bit, and there's definitely work that we could potentially do up front as well. With that in mind, I have made a little template of the team I think could help us next season. So here's on up front. He has shown good improvement since he has come. Obviously the goals weren't flowing for him when he did arrive, but he was just getting used to us, getting used to the Premier League. Hopefully with a full pre-season under his belt he will be a much more effective striker come next season. See, Trezor joined us permanently after his loan. Second half of the season was much brighter than the first. Again, with Koleosho, same thing. Second half of the season came alive a lot more, and Aaron Ramsey as well. With Ramsey and Koleosho, two young players who can still develop quite a bit. Trezor, only 24, not the best player, but again, not the worst. Can definitely do a job for us out there on the wing coming next season. We have got Burge in the midfield, but I do think we can improve in that ball-win midfielder role, so we are going to be looking for someone there. Larios and Bayer are the two I would consider my starting centre-backs, with Muric and Trafford. Again, both decent options for now. Maybe an improvement could be made. Keep Trafford as backup, look to get Muric moved on and get someone better in. There is interest in Muric at the moment, but we do need another centre-back, wing back, probably on both sides. I have been considering Quentin Merlin still a bit more, although he didn't set the world alight in his season loan with us. Just looking at him again, he does have some versatility. We can play him in quite a few positions. He is young, time to improve, and we can get him on a cheaper price than is in his loan contract. So that is something that we are considering. As well, with the positions that we are considering, I have got a short list of a few players which I am looking at bringing in. We have a couple who I have asked the agent if there is any interest. They don't have any interest on coming in on a permanent deal, but they are interested in coming in as loan signings. So that is El Chadi Bichiabu, who is a left-footed centre-back from RB Leipzig. He would be a good solid option for us, would definitely improve the defence. Good pace, decent heading, marking and tackling for his age, and he's got good mental attributes as well, so he could be a solid addition to the defence, along with Pascal Clemens as well, another player who's got decent pace, good solid attributes with his heading, marking and tackling. So two players there we are going to look to bring in on loan, and that will allow us to strengthen elsewhere. We have got Dan Neil and Hayden Hackney both being looked at as potential options in central midfield, and the one I'm considering most I think is Trey Hume. Yes, he doesn't look overly great with the stats there, but good tackling, great marking, good heading, definitely a fantastic option for us. He can play in that inverted fullback role, which we have used a bit as well. If we do just compare him to Connor Roberts, who is our more attacking variant in the fullback area, we will see that Trey Hume, same attacking wise, he's just a bit of a better player. The mentals aren't there at the moment, but he does have a lot of room to improve. He is defensively a bit better, everything else is the same, so Trey Hume is someone we are looking at to improve that right back area, and maybe Connor Roberts, his time could be up at Burnley. So with that in mind, I'm going to skip ahead to the start of the transfer window, see if we can get any of the deals complete that we do have on our shortlist, and we'll see you for the beginning of the window. The transfer window is now open and we have been busy since we left you. As you can see, Chad has come in on loan. Says he's a solid backup, but looking at those attributes that he does got, I feel he can offer something to the first team straight away. Does have good pace, potential at left back as well, so we do have good cover there. And I think he's a very solid signing for us, on loan for the season, getting used to the club. So good solid sign for us to get over the line at first. We've also signed two players from Sunderland, so sorry to Sunderland fans out there for dismantling the club. But we have got Trey Hume. We were looking at him before, like we say. I see him as a very solid upgrade on Connor Roberts, and someone who can come in again, fulfill a multitude of positions and a multitude of different roles. So very nice to have him in. And as well, we have got Dan Neil, someone who offers an improvement to what we had in midfield. He can carry the ball. He is a box-to-box midfielder, but as well we can play him in the deep line midfield role, and he couldn't also be suited to the ball-winning midfield role as well if we did decide to play him in there. Further to that, we do have further transfers coming in. Pascal Clement, although it did initially say he wasn't interested in a transfer, he is now awaiting a work permit for a permanent transfer to Burnley. That's on a £6.5 million deal. So hopefully we'll be able to get that over the line. He should be able to get his work permit on appeal, it said. So another solid sign for us. Some of that has been offset by transfers going out of the club. We do have Manuel Benson under 2 offers of £11.5 million at the moment. And as you can see in the inbox, we have sold Josh Cullen. He has gone to Sheffield United for £9.25 million. Wasn't really playing much in the team I had. I feel we have upgraded on him. We've got younger players who can improve, and I think it's just a bit of an improvement on him at the moment. But nice start of the transfer window, and we'll see where we're at after we've got the other players coming in. And Pascal Clemens has got over the line. We did have to appeal the work permit. It was rejected on the first application, but thankfully it was allowed on the second run through. So welcome to the club, Pascal. Another centre-back, decent potential. Someone who can slot straight into the first team, an improvement on what we've got. We have had a few players who've had offers come in for them since we left you last. Luke McNally, I'm looking to get rid of. He was out on loan last season. Wasn't really aware of him until he came back. Hans Delacroix, he has had a £6.5 million offer from Atletico Pamplona, so he may be going out there. Vitinho, I think Sunderland made an offer of around £7 million, and they have also signed Obafemi as well from us for £4.8 million. So lots of business between us and Sunderland, both helping each other out, hopefully improving each other's squads for the upcoming season. So we see. No one else has gone out. Manuel Benson did complete his move to Cardiff for £11.25 million. So overall, at this current stage, we are left with a budget of £32 million left to spend, and still around about 70 grand left on the wage budget. So still a lot of business to be done. Having a look at the squad currently, I do have what I would probably consider to be a first team I could put out now, but obviously we are still looking to improve upon that. As we say, Murich and Trafford, decent keepers, but could be improved upon, so we probably will be looking to sign a goalkeeper at some point. I think in midfield we do need a bit more strength in depth. Dardai and Masengo, both capable players, but I think we need another one in the mould of Dan Neil, who's a bit more creative, not quite as attacking as Ramsey, but someone operate between both boxes, get up and down, just a bit of an engine in midfield. Other than that, again, all the players who aren't currently involved in the squad could be looked to be moved on just to free up some wages. I think I am going to make a bid for Quentin Merlin just to give us a bit more depth in that left back, plus other areas of the pitch. Offers good versatility and plenty of time for him to improve. So we'll see if we can get a deal for him over the line. Him and Larios will be able to compete down that left-hand side, and as I was saying before, Bichiabu has come in. He can cover if needs be. The permanent signing of Merlin has been completed. £7.5 million up front, with £1.5 million going after 50 league appearances. He has got a minimum fee release clause in there for the Champions League teams. I can't see anyone ever paying that. But even if they did, it would trigger a fantastic profit. So hopefully another good signing. As you can see, the Vitinho deal has been completed. And we have also had an offer from Norwich for McNally. Cherlanov has been on loan at Fortuna Sittard for the last part of the season, and he has now had an offer for him which does trigger the release clause, which is in there. So potentially another £11.5 million coming in, and that would leave us in a very healthy position. Currently got £37 million left to spend. That coming in bring us another £48 million. We've strengthened the team quite well already. So, like we're saying, hopefully we can get a star central midfielder in there and maybe a good striker and a good keeper. And I think the squad's looking quite solid from there. And we have made it through at the 1st of July. As we can see there, the Delcroix, his signing has been confirmed. He has left the club for £6.5 million. Well, it wasn't too bad, but I think we have got better options in there now. So, good money to bring in. Again, Dara Castello, he was out on loan last season. I kind of forgot his contract was running to an end, so they picked him up in January. Mike Trezor, his signing has been confirmed as well. Was fairly decent on his loan spell. Second half of the season, as we were saying, was much brighter than the first, but good option to have out on the wing. But provide good competition for the players that we've got there at the moment, and hopefully he'll improve on his set pieces. They seem to be improving at the back end of last season. Got a couple in the back of the net, so if we can have more of that this season, that'll be a fantastic addition for us as well. With it being the 1st of July as well, we have had players return back from the loan spells away at the club. Most of them I probably will be offering out for transfer, so through the likes of Ekdal, Samuel Sebastian, Cherlanov, players who weren't part of our squad much last year, they will be getting offered out, and hopefully we'll get bids on them as well. The one person I really don't know what to do with is Wout Weghorst. He is the much better striker than what we do currently have available at the club. He has no interest in renewing his contract. It is up at the end of the year, but as an option to have up front, I know it's never really worked for him at Burnley so far, but this could potentially be the year. So we have an option about whether to cash in on him or whether to try to integrate him into the squad. It is something I am going to ponder on. He has got an injury at the moment, so that'll probably lower the interest in him at the minute. So give us a few weeks to decide what to do. And yeah, it's an interesting decision for us to have to make. As well, on the 1st of July, we do get the players that have been released from the contracts at other clubs. Some interesting names on there. Anthony Martial has been released, Hugo Lloris, Ivan Perisic. Players who have a lot of Premier League experience, especially Hugo Lloris. Not sure he'd be too interested in signing for us. One player I am very intrigued by, which Burnley fans will know very well, is Taylor Harwood-Bellis. During their promotion season, he did play quite a big part for them when they were in the Championship. He is now available on a free, so I am going to offer him a trial for a few weeks, see if he wants to come in, and we'll see if he can offer an improvement to the squad as well, because he looks like he could be another decent player. Bit more experience than the two we have brought him, so we'll offer some good competition and can play in a couple of roles. He can fulfil that right back role as well, so someone to cover Trey Hume and allow us to move Connor Roberts on as well. So we'll see if he wants to come in on loan, and we'll go from there. So we have advanced quite a few days in the transfer window. It has been more quiet in terms of incomings. I'm waiting to get a few more scout reports in before we bring anyone else in. I think we've filled the squad up quite well, but we could always look to make some improvements. We'll go through the squad planner in a bit, but looking through the outgoings that we have had since you were last here, Ekdal has gone to Stuttgart for £8 million, have sent out Ben Ward on loan to Wrexham, and then Cherlanov and Bastian have both left the club. So we get a combined £14.5 million for them, with the £8 million with Ekdal as well. That leaves our current transfer budget at a nice healthy £64 million, and a lot of room for us to go and look to see what we can improve the squad with. In terms of the squad I've got at the moment, these are the players who I'm happy will be taken forward. Potentially looking to get rid of Dara O'Shea and Connor Roberts. I think I could bring in Harwood-Bellis to cover both of those positions, and that'll give us nice flexibility across the back. Maybe as well look to sign another goalkeeper. I am concerned that Muric and Trafford both seem to be having little niggly injuries that pop up in pre-season, so we would like to make sure we have someone who can adequately cover there as well, and maybe just a bit of an upgrade on both of them. Central midfield wise, again, we could maybe do with an option. I think the most pressing thing that we need at the moment is someone to compete with Aaron Ramsey in that Mazzala role. Redmond could potentially do it. I have got Redmond as the third option on both wings. He's very much our utility player for the season, able to operate in quite a few areas. Could also play up front, could potentially drop him back into that Mazzala role if we see fit. So it's good to have Nathan Redmond around for the season, I think. And as well, we can say there with the strikers, is on clearly the best one, Mbama, and some guy called Michael Milne. He was out on loan last year. Doesn't look overly terrible, but definitely not ready to threaten the Premier League too much. So we are going to be looking to sign another striker as well. And we have completed the free signing of Taylor Harwood-Bellis. I think getting a player like him for free, he will add to the back line. He has plenty of room to improve. And I just think it's a fantastic signing. He can cover right back or centre back. We are looking to get Connor Roberts out of the club, and we may as well look to move Dara O'Shea on as well. Not as pressed about him. Connor Roberts is the first one. We have had a few bids for him, nothing that we would want to sell him for, but hopefully we will get something soon. In terms of more transfers, which are ongoing at the moment, especially on the out column, Bailey Peacock-Farrell has had a few offers in for him, around about 1.3 million. Scott Twine is currently undergoing contract discussions for a £5.5 million bid. And as well, we have just seen recent bids for Wout Weghorst. I have decided to sell him. He's got no interest in renewing his contract. He is on £50,000 a week, which is a lot of money, especially for a club like Burnley. Probably can't afford wages like that at this moment in time. So he's got a couple of offers in him for him at the moment. We're discussing with Wolves and Everton. So hopefully one will then come in. And we are discussing a contract with Liam Delap. Again, he's not the first choice striker, which I was hoping for, but he will add a good option in that area. We will still have plenty of money to be able to go out and get the striker. I've also potentially found a couple of Mazzalas which I will look to be bringing in. They are Odin Thiago Holm. We're just getting a final scout report on him, but he intrigues me, and not just because he has the same name as a Viking god. And the other person who could potentially play in that position is Morley Silla. He is a bit older, he does have a bit more experience, but we know the price that we are going to have to pay for him. He is expecting wages of around £40,000 a week. So he is an option. He does look like he would be an improvement up on Aaron Ramsey and someone who would be able to rotate with him if needs be. So watch this space. Maybe a few more players join us in the near future. Liam Delap has completed his transfer. Another good option in the striking department. We have had the more unfortunate news of Scott Trine rejecting the contract from Ipswich. We'll still be looking to get rid of him, as I don't think he fits into our plans at all. With regards to other players, I couldn't quite decide between which of the midfielders I wanted, so we've offered contracts for both. We have enough money to be able to get them in, and I think they could both be very good additions to the squad. Can fill a couple of different roles, so we could have them in the deep line playmaker role or the box-to-box midfield role, providing competition for the likes of Dan Neil, Masengo and Sanderberg. So I think getting both these players in will be good. See, we have just offered them contracts at the moment. Need to wait and see for them. Need to go through the work permits, but hopefully both of them will be coming in. There has been other offers in for Silla as well, so he will be competing with other teams for his signature, but hopefully we'll be able to lure him to Burnley instead. And we do have the first one through the door. Odin Thiago Holm has joined us for a fee of £13 million. Maybe quite a large amount of money for someone like him, but good potential. He is young. He'll get plenty of first team football. Medical did come back saying he could be fairly prone to injury, which is a slight worry, but hopefully he'll be able to get over those issues here and prove to be a fantastic sign for us. So welcome, Odin. So confirmation that Martin Weghorst has left the club. Obviously he was going into the last year of his contract. He was on £50,000 a week. Realistically, we did want him gone so we could use those wages elsewhere. And the squad do not like the fact that he is gone. He hasn't played for us for 2 years. Dan Neil, Trey Hume, never met the guy, and everyone is just irritated about the fact we've sold him. So we are going to have to try to sort these guys out. Probably going to have to promise that I will be bringing in a replacement. I mean, I do think that we probably without felt he'd outgrown the club. I felt he'd outgrown it. I'd never seen him around the club, but he wanted to leave. I mean, half the players are satisfied with that, half of them are let down by that reaction. Yeah, I'll just leave it there for now. I'm not going to be able to win round everyone. They are just going to have to get used to the situation, realistically as well. Weghorst wanted to leave. We're paying him 50 grand a week. We do have other players in the squad now who can cover for him. He hasn't been at the club for the past season, and we may do without him. We can make do without him going forward. So all these players who are in a mood, he's just going to have to get over it. Connor Roberts has been moved on. Obviously, we did sign Harwood Bellis to replace him. Another 4.3 million added to the transfer budget, and as well getting his wages off the club. We are running low in the wage balance now, so it would be good to be able to move him on, get those wages freed up, and be able to bring in some more players in his position. Thank you for the effort, Connor, but good luck in the next step. And yet again, the squad are very unhappy. It's the same players who were unhappy before, and this is becoming a common theme. I'm just going to go for the same option again. It worked with some of them last time. It didn't work with any of these ones, but we'll see if we can just keep on getting them half whittled down. And again, half of them are happy with the response. Half of them not. We'll sell one more player, let these guys come back, and then we'll calm them down in the next one. That seems to be the theme that we're going for today's meetings. And we have completed the signing of Morley Silla as well. Another person who can add to our midfield, maybe attacking midfield as well, and could potentially be used as an option on the wing. Very good versatility. Nice to have him around. He will be a good addition. He has come in with a little injury already, but we'll get him back up to full fitness. Probably miss the first game or two of the season, but after that we'll bring him in. But it's fantastic again to improve the squad. Another great player. I think the only position we are missing now is the keeper. We have put a bid in for a young German keeper called Nico Mantel. He's not the best keeper in the world. He simply is another option. We, as I mentioned before, James Trafford and Muric both had injuries throughout pre-season, and I'm not confident in both of them being able to stay fit for the full season. So getting someone else in who can come in, cover for them, isn't too bad at doing an actual keeper as well, and he fits in with the sweeper keeper, which we do play. So another option that we are looking to bring in, but we will keep scouting keepers as well until the end of this transfer window. And the Nico Mantel signing has gone over the line. We are currently 4 days away from the beginning of the Premier League season, so this will be the last signing that we make in this video. We are now overloaded with goalkeepers. I'm going to be looking to get rid of Vigoro because we now don't need him. And James Trafford as well. He'll probably be made available for the under-21s just to get him some consistent football, but as well coming in at the first team. Very happy getting Nico Mantel over the board. Very solid keeper. Probably is going to be playing second fiddle to Muric when Muric is fit, but another fantastic option, and that leaves us with a nice healthy squad of players there. Not selecting Vigoro, there is a couple of players in there which we would want to get rid of, but we currently have a squad of 32 people. Some of those are youngsters, so the likes of Melon probably won't play. We are looking to move on Scott Twine. Odebear will probably be made available for the under-21s more often than not. Egan Riley, Jack Hawke is there for experience. So I think we're looking at a playing squad of around about 25, 26 people. Nice balance. We've got players where we need them, lots of numbers, and I think we're looking ahead that we could have a very nice, successful season, and hopefully we'll be able to finish higher than the 13th like we did last season. And I will be bringing you the first 2 games of the season on the next episode. First chance to see some of the new boys in action. If you have enjoyed what's going on, please like and subscribe. Let me know how you think the window has gone. Leave your comments down. And if you have any suggestions for who we could sign for the rest of the window, please put them in. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.